My name is Jim Elliott. I'm the president and founder of Diveheart. And Diveheart is a nonprofit, 501c3, volunteer-driven organization whose mission is to use scuba diving as a tool to build confidence and independence in children, adults, and veterans with disabilities. See, scuba diving is the only activity in the world where there's no gravity. So people with disabilities who have physical limitations on land because they're confined perhaps to a wheelchair or a walker can now become basically astronauts here on Earth in pools all over the country. Then what we do with individuals is get them ready and we take them on a life-changing scuba adventure trip. And we go to some place like the Florida Keys or Cozumel, and now they can go, they go back to their friends and they say, well, what'd you do this summer, Johnny? And it's like, well, I went shark diving. And they go, yeah, right, you're in a wheelchair, you have a traumatic brain injury, and you're blind. How do you do that? And they're like, no, here's the DVD. And they pop in a DVD and it's like, oh my God, that is so cool. You're diving with sharks or in a wreck or something like that. And the thing is, the psychology of what people think a scuba diver is very interesting. We've done some research, not official or anything, but after talking to thousands of people and asking them what their perception of what a scuba diver is, they think scuba divers are really high speed, Jacques Cousteau, Navy SEAL, James Bond, kind of characters, right? And what's cool is when somebody then rolls up in a wheelchair, or somebody has a traumatic brain injury, or somebody's visually impaired, and they say that they're scuba divers, people go, wait a minute, you're not a scuba diver, you're in a wheelchair, how do you scuba dive, or you're blind, or whatever. And it's amazing what it does. All of a sudden, there's a paradigm shift in the individual. And there's an identity change and a belief change. So now all of a sudden, it's not Johnny in the wheelchair anymore, it's Johnny the scuba diver. Well, now Johnny's a scuba diver, right? Johnny can do anything. And he takes on greater challenges, and he excels in things and that he never done before. The main thing is we want them to not hold their breath. We want them to know how to equalize and be able to communicate with us so that I'm confident that I know that you are able to equalize your ears when you go underwater. So many people go, oh, well, I can't dive. Why? Well, because when I go underwater, my ears hurt. Well, I'm like, well, did anyone show you how to equalize your ears? And they go, no. I'm like, well, you're not going to drive a car if people don't show you how to drive a car, right? It's the same thing with diving. I mean, and so many people snorkel. They go on a snorkeling trip, and they swallow half the ocean because no one showed them how to clear a snorkel properly or control their airway or protect it. So people with cognitive disabilities were a challenge, less of a challenge now since we've been working with them a lot, but still, it depends on the severity of their disability. They still propose a challenge. And because traumatic brain injuries and autism and some of these cognitive impairments manifest themselves in so many different ways, you go in and you have to totally assess who you're dealing with and what their limitations are, what their abilities are. Try to assess what they need, if we need to talk to parents or we need to talk to caretakers or spouses or whatever, to make sure we understand what they need and what the best way is to communicate them. Or maybe we have to train a family member or friends or siblings first and then get them in the water with the individual. We do that as well. And this is a kind of activity that really you can bring people, your family with, so get everybody involved. And what I like to tell people is that if we burnt down or cut down all the forests in the world, we'd be destroying the lungs of the world. Well, the more that we destroy the oceans, and so many of us don't realize what's going on below the surface of the water in our lakes and our oceans and our waterways. We're actually like destroying our circulatory system. So just as we would never let people, cut down all the trees in the world, why, we don't want to let people continue to destroy our oceans and our ecosystem there, okay, without doing something about it. So our vision is to take this sedentary, for the most part, in general, a sedentary population that may not do as much as they would like to do or potential, and take that human potential and convert it, into this belief system. Now they're scuba divers, and point them in a direction where they can pursue an interest and an avocation, if not a vocation, but perhaps get a paycheck at the end of the day. So now you're helping the individual, you're helping the environment, and you're helping the economy if they get a paycheck. It's a win-win-win. Everybody I talk to in the government, in the military, doctors and professors, all over the world that I've talked to about this are going, Jim, we don't see any downside to this at all, and there isn't. All we need actually is some more volunteers and more money, and we can spread this around the world, and that's our goal with Diveheart.